Welcome to Hoop Chat by FastModel Sports. I'm your host, Justin Scanson. With us today is Coach Wes Kosel. Wes, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where you're at now.
Yep. Just finished my second year at Colorado College, Division III program here in Colorado Springs. Before that, I was at Texas Lutheran, another Division III school, and got my start volunteering like a lot of coaches do. I started at Haskell, which is an NAIA program in Kansas, and it kind of just worked my way up to where I am now. Grew up a big basketball fan, went to school at the University of Kansas, and that was a tough game, watching them lose the other night. But just being a big basketball fan, I knew I wanted to get into coaching.
Yeah, it's obvious that you love the game. Just from what we've seen in our content, I know that all of Team FastModel really enjoys everything that you do. It's been a busy time of year.
Yes, very busy time. There's been a lot of games on, and you guys have done a great job rallying a lot of different coaches to make an even bigger push than last year during March Madness.
Well, it's such a huge event for all basketball coaches. Basketball coaches across the world are watching the same event, and it's a great opportunity for us to share and grow the game. So
Right.
we appreciate everything that you've done.
Yes, thank you.
So looking at this last weekend, we had a couple great games, lots of good X's and O's. Let's run through them real quick, starting with Villanova, the Horns Curl Roll set.
Yeah. So what we saw a lot from Villanova was a lot of different horn set plays. A lot of it was just their simple roll pop action. But in this play, they actually curl the roller around the popper and creates an open post up on the weak side. So they swing the ball, get the ball in the post, and dive the big, end up getting a dunk out of the play.
Nice. And we did see a ton of interest in everything that we had on Villanova. All of our Villanova content was extremely popular this weekend. So coaches, grab this play. We'll link it up in the description, and make sure that you're following Wes this next weekend as we get more of this content out there. Moving on, we got Oklahoma and the zone overload pick and pop.
Yeah, so Oklahoma faced Oregon's matchup zone. Oregon, sometimes runs guys with some of the cutters, sometimes they don't. So Oklahoma went to some of their man stuff against the zone, which we might see against Villanova because they ran some zone against Kansas. So Oklahoma just sort of overloads the right side of the floor and runs a ball screen on the left, which forces on the ball screen, forces those guys to make a decision on who they're going to cover, and it kind of opened up some spacing on the left side of the floor.
And anytime that you can get action for Buddy, you got to do it, right?
That's right. Yeah, he's going to be the key to these games.
Absolutely. Syracuse, matching up with North Carolina, starting with Syracuse and their double down action, more of a continuous action than an actual set.
Yeah, this really was their base offense for the Virginia game. And it's kind of funny because earlier in the tournament, they were doing a lot more of their, what I call their 2-3 offense. They were putting two guys at the post and letting the guards work around them. And in this, the double down action, you could almost call it like a down screen motion. They simply just let the guards and wings work the post on the outside sitting down. What I'm trying to do against Virginia was pull out the pack line defense out of the lane and force them to guard on the perimeter. But it opened up a lot of lanes for Syracuse to drive. And when Malachi Richardson got started shooting well, he just wasn't going to be denied on these actions.
And I think those are actions that are going to be able to work at every level of basketball. Similar to motion, the more you run it, the more comfortable you are with it, the better reads you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, it's almost a takeoff of a blocker mover type set, just without the wheel, and circular action to it. I mean, they just keep running the same guys off the same screens. Good
point there. And then the last one we have is North Carolina with a down stagger flip.
Yeah, so what you're going to see from North Carolina a lot of the times is just a lot of different options out of their secondary break with the guard setting the back screen for the trailer. But in this play, they did something different. They ran a staggered screen on the left lane line, and the cutter cuts around it and then sets a screen for the top screener as he flips around. So it's kind of a little bit of a misdirection. but they ended up getting a pretty decent drive off of the play.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to some good games this weekend. Your thoughts on what we might see?
Yeah, so I think expected will be North Carolina to beat Syracuse, although Syracuse has proven that no lead is too big at this point for them. So I hope it's a good game, but I would expect North Carolina on the right side. And I think on the left side, if Buddy Hield is making his shots, in addition to Cousins and Woodard, they're going to be really hard to beat. So I've got Oklahoma and North Carolina getting to the final.
Should be a fun weekend. Wes,
Yes.
Tell Team FastModel where they can find you.
Yeah, so on Twitter, I'm at Coach Kosel. That's Kosel. On YouTube, if you search Wes Kosel, I'm on there as well. And I'll be in Houston for the convention this week, so reach out to me if you'd like.
Outstanding. And you can find Coach Kosel on Team FastModel, team.fastmodelsports.com. He's all over our blog, all over our Twitter. One of our main contributors that helps drive this ship, and we appreciate everything that you do to help grow the game.
Oh, of course. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Wes.
All right. Thank you.